to this point, The Rock has given you two major signs that we have pointed out on this show that he is going to help Cody Rhodes win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania on night 2 in the main event. Okay. He gets in the ring again with the third time with the Bloodline. He gets in the ring last night on Smackdown. And he gives another major hint, another major spoiler that he is going to help Cody Rhodes win the WWE Championship. Should we play the clip right now? Let's just play the clip. Here's The Rock giving us that other hint.
Roman's grandfather looking down is proud. The Rock's grandfather, the High Chief, is looking down.
Stop it right there.
And right now,
The Rock's grandfather, the High Chief, a different grandfather than Roman Reigns. So there have been people in the comments that have pointed out to me, look at the Bloodline family tree from that press conference in Las Vegas. But I didn't take that seriously, and I apologize to those people that have pointed it out. I should have looked at that. I didn't look at it. And maybe that was just lazy journalism. I don't know, Paul. What do you think? I think you might have even shown it to me, and I still didn't. I was like, I don't like that. That's I get it. They put the Bloodline family tree up there. It doesn't say anything. But when he pointed this out on SmackDown, that his grandfather was the High Chief, and it was clearly he pointed out that it's not the same grandfather as Roman Reigns.
There's a distinction.
They're doing that on purpose. Again, this is one of those things that The Rock is doing to leave hints for everybody. Because last week when The Rock acknowledged Roman Reigns, when he said, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief, what did we say? We said, well, there's something that's going to happen here in the future in which The Rock is going to come out and go, yeah, I acknowledged you as my tribal chief because I'm higher than you. I'm the head chief, or as we see, the High Chief. And then you sent me the picture of the Bloodline family tree, and we looked at it, and we can pull it up right now. But the Bloodline family tree, under The Rock's name, or above The Rock's name, as you can see on the screen right now, it says High Chief. So they not just pointed this, they didn't just point this out on SmackDown, but they also pointed it out to you during the press conference a couple weeks ago in Las Vegas, on this big screen with this Bloodline, and maybe we can zoom in on that a little bit too. But you see that, and it's kind of the other side of the Bloodline family tree. And The Rock pointed out Roman's grandfather would be proud, and my grandfather, the High Chief, right? Peter Maivia. That's my grandfather. He's the High Chief. And then when you look at the Bloodline family tree, it says High Chief, The Rock is the High Chief. That has been handed down to him, that title. And I think what we are going to find out, as he reiterated again, that The Rock is actually calling the shots. And he's not just calling the shots as the High Chief. He's calling the shots as he pointed out on SmackDown, a member of the board for TKO. And he looks at them, he says, I'm your boss, and I'm your boss. So The Rock is playing this role right now of everybody's boss, but also being Roman's boss as the High Chief in the family. Yeah, he acknowledged him as the tribal chief, but what we're going to find out is that tribal chief is lower than the High Chief. And the fact that The Rock would say this on SmackDown is another major hint that something is going on here. And we are going to get that clash between Roman and The Rock. They're on a collision course. But there's something else that happens here right after this that kind of pieces it together for me even more. Like, okay, we're going to get that clash. We're going to get The Rock saying, I'm the High Chief. You're my tribal chief. You're lower than me. Roman's not going to like that. Paul Heyman, who's been looking at them all funny with crazy reactions, he knows what's going on because Paul Heyman's been linked to the Bloodline for years, his entire career. By the way, congratulations to Paul Heyman going to the WWE Hall of Fame. But they're piecing this together this way, too. Here's The Rock finishing with this comment that his grandfather was the High Chief by saying something about Cody Rhodes' dad, Dusty Rhodes.
Your dad, the American Dream, one of The Rock's heroes, is looking down.
One of The Rock's heroes. You guys see what's going on right now, right? Like, everybody sees what's happening. We can't be the only ones how this is going to play out moving forward is that, because people have been wondering, well, what is The Rock really up to? And I think the fact that he got in the ring on SmackDown and went out of his way to call his grandfather the High Chief and point out the fact that his grandfather is not the same grandfather as Roman Reigns' grandfather, right? To point out the different sides of the bloodline family tree, though they come together to still all be the same family. The Rock also points out that, well, Dusty Rhodes, Cody's father, he's somebody that he respects. Like, this is a
great respect.
Great respect for Dusty Rhodes. So what is going on? We're going to show you the slap right now. And then there's a reaction that The Rock has after the slap that is another hint as to what's happening. Here's Cody Rhodes slapping The Rock because The Rock says, "You were a mistake." Watch the reaction from The Rock here. He looks proud, doesn't he? Doesn't he look proud right there?
There's a bit of a smile.
There's a smirk.
It's like a coy smile.
Look, if he really wanted to beat down Cody Rhodes right here within the storyline, he would do it. And even after the show went off the air, we're going to show you how it went off the air, but even after it went off the air, there's people who have videos on social media. The Rock did not attack Cody. Cody didn't attack The Rock. They stood there face to face, and The Rock walked away. But you see the look on The Rock's face right now. He looks like he is proud of how Cody just stuck up for himself. He is proud of the way Cody Rhodes just handled himself one-on-one with the Great One. Just minutes after. I know The Rock threw in, you were a mistake, but I think he's testing Cody Rhodes at this point. He points out that he has all this respect for Dusty Rhodes. He points out that he's the High Chief, kind of subtly saying to Roman, "You're my tribal chief, you're lower than me." Telling everybody in the ring, "You all work for me." And then getting in Cody's face, taking the slap, and having this look on his face like he's proud of Cody Rhodes. What's going on right now, the major spoiler, what The Rock is doing, is he right now is doing all of this to make Dusty proud. And he is proud that Cody Rhodes is doing all the right things on this path to finish the story that would make Dusty proud. This whole thing is going to turn out to be The Rock is purposely testing Cody Rhodes only to help him in the end to turn on the bloodline, who he looks at and calls a bunch of losers in the ring. And that's how the story will be finished. And like The Rock said on the Pat McAfee show that we played a clip on this YouTube channel that has gone somewhat viral for us, he said he needed to come back and do this story and lead into a one-on-one match with Roman Reigns, but it had to be different. It had to be special. It had to lead to a new era. Not an ending, but a beginning. It's the beginning of the Cody Rhodes title reign. It's the beginning of a new feud with The Rock and Roman Reigns, and it's not just as simple as The Rock returns and fights Roman Reigns for the head of the table. No, they're going to fight for the head of the table. But all this stuff happening beforehand where The Rock is constantly testing Cody Rhodes only to help him win the championship by making Dusty proud, that's what this is all going to be about. Think about Cody Rhodes finishing the story. What's the story?
The story is his dad didn't have a great time here, so it's time to make our family winners. His
dad didn't win this championship.
His dad was in polka dots.
His dad never won this title and should have. The Rock knows that. Cody knows that. And Cody is out to win that championship, not just for him, but for Dusty. And The Rock is out to motivate Cody.
That smile was a smile of a father.
Let's see how this ends. Let's see the finish here of how the show goes off the air. The smile, it's all right. And that's how it goes. It fades out. And it was perfect.